Hello, and welcome to Guy Aitchison's Reinventing the Tattoo Community, where tattooers, apprentices, collectors, and the curious are encouraged to join in these live streams, real world events, share and inspire, and ultimately create better art and tattoos together. We beam out nearly every day, and with your help, have evolved into a quality network of amazing live and on demand tattoo and art shows that have all been receiving rave reviews. You are currently watching the Monday morning early bird drawing group, which is hosted every Monday morning at 9 a.m. Eastern Time. Artists, feel free to zoom in by clicking on the link in the events area of the Reinventing the Tattoo community. You may be beaming in from YouTube or Facebook or listening to the podcast, but you can always get the latest event schedule and notifications at the official Reinventing the Tattoo community. Found at both app stores, the Apple App Store and Google Play Store, or directly at community.reinventingthetattoo.com. All Reinventing the Tattoo network shows, art jams, drawing groups, interviews, panels, webinars, seriously, all of it can be enjoyed on demand and found in the library, as well as the YouTube and podcast channels. There are countless tattoo and art rabbit holes for you to dive into. It's perfect for the front room of your studio or to entertain your clients as they're getting tattooed. In fact, we're actually beaming out 4 Reinventing the Tattoo channels 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. You can access that at reinventing247.com. As well, feel free to enter for a goodie bag or a sample bag also at reinventing247.com. We have some weekly staple shows that we always like to try to encourage people to join in on. One of those shows is on Sundays at 1 p.m. in the afternoon, Eastern Time, hosted by me. It's a live drawing group. And then again at 9 p.m. on Sundays, we have the Tattoo Weekly Show with Gabe Ripley, Lauren Gregory, and Jake Meeks from the Fireside Tattoo Network. Monday mornings, of course, we have the 9 a.m. early bird drawing group to start your week off right. And then Monday evenings at 9 p.m., we have a subscribers only exclusive drawing group with Guy Aitchison himself. Tuesdays at 10 a.m., we have a live drawing group with Ricardo Sertivant, a very good friend of mine, an amazing artist, and an excellent oil painter who usually goes over and details some of his fine art techniques. Wednesdays at 12 noon, we have the Tattoo Now show with Gabe Ripley. Thursdays at 12 noon, we have the Tattoo Collecting podcast. And right before that, on Thursdays at 10 a.m., we have a subscribers only exclusive fundamentals course with Kira. All skill levels and apprentices are encouraged to join as many of these as they wish. We have a few upcoming live real world events that we would always like to encourage people to attend. Obviously, you don't have to. Most of them will be streamed out live anyway. For example, October 3rd through 6th, we have the Paradise BYOB, where we will be going through and doing some live webcasting, some in-person interviews. We'll have different seminars going on from artists all over the world, including Mike DeVries, who will be doing a 3D tattoo seminar. November 12th through 14th, we have the Brussels Tattoo Convention with Nick Baxter, Ivana, and Gabe, who will all be doing seminars. We'll also have some live art jams, some subscriber exclusive meetups, as well as a few general meetups. And after that, February 5th through 6th, we have the Reinventing the Tattoo live from the Red Tree Gallery and True Tube's headquarters out in Columbus, Ohio, where we'll be live streaming out some art jams and seminars. There's going to be a lot more information about that on the way, so please stay tuned. May 20th through 22nd of 2022, we have the Hell City Columbus Tattoo Convention. Definitely not one you're going to want to miss. July 8th through 10th, 2022, we have the Rock River Tattoo Art Expo with a whole bunch of Reinventing the Tattoo track artists, as well as a couple of live paint jams. I already started talking to a few guys about that one. And then July 29th through 31st, 2022, we have the Rubber City Tattoo Invitational in Akron, Ohio with Tony Urbanek, master machine builder, and puts on one hell of a show. October 20th through 23rd, mark your calendars now. The Paradise Tattoo Gathering is back in full swing, and I cannot personally wait. More details on that to follow. Would like to go through and take a few minutes right now to go through and thank some of our sponsors, without which none of this would be going on. Interstate Inc. LA. You may know Church from his awesome custom sneakers. His studio is seeking residents and guests, all clean and sober. If you are an artist in recovery and you are looking for a supporting studio, or you know someone who needs one, feel free to reach out to them on Instagram, Interstate Inc. LA. Big thank you to Inkjet Stencils. If you're really trying to step up your stencil game, there's no better way to do it than being able to print a photorealistic stencil and put that onto someone's skin for you to tattoo it. It's completely changed the way a lot of tattooers out there are practicing their craft, and the capabilities of it are just out of this world. Personally, I highly recommend it. And next, Raw Pigments. Rawpigments.co. They're tapping into their source. They are 100% acrylic free and vegan friendly. If you have not tried them yet, pretty sure you'll like them, especially if you're more of a fan of the old school powder pigment. WorldTattooEvents.com. If you're trying to keep up with the latest live tattoo events going on in your neck of the woods, there's no better way to do it than WorldTattooEvents.com. It is the largest, most comprehensive resource for tattoo events worldwide. There's lots of updating, and conventions are scheduling like crazy. So definitely check that out. Dermalize Pro, also known as Delize Pro in the US. Protect your art. If you're still using Saran wrap, you may want to take a look at this. This is designed to heal tattoos. It's microporous. It still allows the tattoos to breathe while still keeping out all types of foreign contaminants. Of course, Tattoo Now, technology for tattooers, the leading edge in SEO and professional development for tattooers of all skill levels, and they're accepting new clients. Definitely something I would look into if you're really trying to expand your clientele base and you're really trying to develop a little bit more of a presence. And of course, a very big thank you out there to the founder and inspiration behind Reinventing the Tattoo, Guy Aitchison, who has guyaitchison.com, where you can purchase the Biomech Encyclopedia, tons of different DVDs, machines, paintings, and countless other things as well. Would also like to go through and give a very special thank you to Kira, Bruno, Larry, and Ricardo. You guys are awesome, and without which I probably wouldn't be sitting here right now. So thank you very much for the constant inspiration, the constant motivation, and really helping me out with a couple of very tricky things. So thank you all very much. And welcome to the show. So who do we have on here today? Let's see. Oh, I wanted to start off today by actually playing a quick little game with everyone. Every now and then on these live drawing groups, we like to go through and play a game called Who Don't You Know? Okay, because as we're all pretty aware, you know, some of the bigger names in tattooing get to be pretty well known pretty quickly, right? I mean, if I said the name Nico Hurtado, everyone out there is like, yeah, I've heard of him, right? But there are so many incredibly talented artists out there that people may have never even heard of. So what I like to try to do every now and then is go through and play a game of Who Don't You Know, where, you know, maybe we go around in a circle and everyone brings up an artist that they don't think anyone else has heard of. We kind of go through and spotlight them for a minute and just, you know, try to bring a little bit more awareness out there to some of the really talented tattooers that exist. And I swear none of that was rehearsed. I just kind of, I don't know. It was like in the movie Old School where Will Ferrell just kind of blanks out and gives like that whole speech. It's crazy.
Smooth.
It's like, wait, what happened? What happened? Did we win? All right, so let's go through and I'm going to share this. The artist that I'm going to be spotlighting is Shane Motts from Calgary. I'd just like to take a minute and I mean, just look at that.
Yeah, great work.
I don't know if I can really zoom in a whole lot more on that, but I mean, super tiny little lines in there. That can't be that big of a tattoo.
I do like his color. You know what I mean? The way he places his colors.
Those nice, brilliant, warm tones. And I love the way that he mixed in some of that opaque gray with the brown.
Yeah. There's some odd color choices, but they work very well together. You know what I mean?
They do. Yeah, I was flipping through the gram last night and just looking around, just, you know, taking a pic, diving down some rabbit holes, and came across some of these. Yeah. And I mean, I saw this one posted yesterday and I was like, whoa, what's this? I mean, look at these tiny, tiny, tiny little white highlights. I can't begin to imagine what kind of a grouping was used for that. This is like tiny compared to the amount of detail in it.
Right.
This guy's pretty cool too. Love the little Nautilus shell down here.
Where'd you find him? Oh, that's fucking great. You're just surfing around?
Yeah, just poking around on the interweb and kind of came across. You know, look at, I mean, they even got like the tiny little olive leaves in the captain's hat on there. I love what they did with the smoke too. They kept the smoke very cool gray to really kind of stand out against all of these warm tones. But it looks like they also used the same cool gray tone in the wing. I think that helps separate these warm tones from these warm tones.
Right, and still balance the picture out.
Right. And if you look at the visual line of the rope border that comes around the top, it flows right into this wing.
Right. That way everything has that right kind of flow to it.
Exactly. Very, very well balanced. But my question is this, right? So it's not, I wouldn't necessarily go so far as to say it's realism, right?
Right.
But where would you say that this style really falls into play?
Illustrator or fantasy?
Right.
I mean,
because it's not realistic, but it's realistic enough to believe it. You know what I mean?
It's art. Are there any? I wonder if there's some like a healed video. Look at that fucking bird.
Yeah, I mean, just the amount of like intricate detail.
But like, you know, contrasted with like the berries or the breast, you know, that's just solid colors and real nice gradients. Really got the balance on it. Like the details in the claws, you know, comparatively. It's like the claws have detail, the eye has the detail, and a little bit of the feathers on the wing.
Yeah, you've got just enough texture in those feathers for it to really, really look awesome. And that's on the top of a foot.
Yeah, that's tricky. Again, I'd love to see. I mean, it would be great if everyone could just always take healed pictures, but
right.
Tops of feet are wicked tough. I got the top of my foot tattooed like 2 or 3 times. No, I take that back. Alex DePasse had to tattoo it 2 or 3 times. Baxter just did it once. Yeah. My wife's fucking top of her foot peels off like a decal no matter what. And I can tell you that like the 3rd time someone tattooed my wife's foot and, you know, knowing that it was going to peel off like a decal, they're like, there's no fucking way this tattoo is going to peel off like a decal. And they put it in there as best as they humanly possibly could as a real tattooer, and it peeled off like a fucking decal.
Oh,
it's horrible. Oh well, c'est la vie.
Feet are tricky. You know what I mean? Like
They
there's
are.
it's 50-50 either way. Either it's gonna be great or it's gonna be what happened. Either way.
Okay, let's see a couple more pictures. Yeah.
So I see some of the elements of like Neotrad in there, but I guess it would definitely fall under more of an illustrative kind of category.
Yeah, I mean, it could be straight up illustrator, right? Like if he was doing these for, book covers or whatever, he'd be an illustrator.
Right, exactly.
Botanical illustration, that's one of the things he's got listed here. Illustration is the first keyword.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, in realism, doesn't necessarily mean it has to be a part of reality, although I suppose real is actually in the word. So I could be completely off on this, but like if someone was to create a photorealistic version of, the dune worm, right? Like it's a realistic painting of the dune worm, even though it's not real, right? That's cool. Now this is what's called wicked.
Ooh, that's neat.
And that is healed.
Look at the ghosted out eye.
Uh-huh.
That's sick. Everything settled down wonderfully.
Yeah. That's the thing when people argue. I mean, obviously people can Photoshop their shit to make it look better, but like for the most part with good tattooers, like the tattoo picture is never going to look as good as the fucking tattoo because a tattoo just has more information. It's a chemical thing.
Yeah, sometimes pictures don't do it justice. You know what I mean?
That. Bam. Yeah, fucking Canada. Yeah,
There's got to be something in the water up there.
Frankie Sestings knows about it. Yeah, so what do we got? Okay, so in the chat room, we've got Brian saying hi from San Diego. Arilda says hello from Albania. Kyle from Ontario, Canada. Jackie from the Philippines. Maurice from the Florida. Yeah.
Cool. So what's everyone working on today?
Well, I got someone here I could share. Neon Drug from Korea.
Go for it.
Let me let's see.
Right.
Zoom. Either of you heard of Neon Drug from Korea?
I don't know if I have.
We also have Dan and Phantom Tattoos that should be him on here. Let's see here. Okay.
Oh, hey Dan. Hey Joe.
At Neon Drug here. And some of these.
Nice.
There's a real aesthetic that fucking wicked digging.
That very delicate line weight.
I mean, I'm sure he's going to extend the back piece, but man, look at that.
Huh.
I don't know if I would.
Wow.
I would leave the negative space there to kind of complement everything.
Yeah, done. I mean, just keep the butted knees open. I guess you might have to.
Yeah.
Yeah. Look at that shit.
Man, that is. I love what they did with the line work too. How it really looks like it's, a brush painting.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. And some of the gray lines.
Mm-hmm.
That stuff in there. They have a couple of, these are the massive pieces. I want to, there's a couple of like demon girls that are pretty sick too. Yeah, clearly the cover up top there. That's the before.
Oh, wow.
But,
almost has like a an Alphonse Mucha-esque kind of vibe to it.
Yeah, no, there.
Whew.
There's a whole slew of Korean artists.
That's impressive. There was some time put into that one.
Right.
Yeah. And where are there's some horn devil girls here. That's Actually, I want to find there's a couple that are just
Very nice.
So voila,
really
me on
cool.
drug. Yeah. You know, when people have 90,000 followers, I'm like, wow, I definitely got late to that party.
Right?
I'm used to that, so it's okay.
Yeah.
So who do you got, Joey?
Me? Oh
Yeah.
God, I'm horrible with names, guys. I don't know.
That's okay. You only need to come up with one.
I only need to come up with one. See, this is why I was bad in school.
Haha, you knew this was coming. Or maybe not. Now you do, though.
Right? I had no clue this was coming. I'm the only person that I can think of, and I'm drawing blanks all the time. Is oh God, y'all put me on the spot here. Thanks.
Okay, you can have a pass if you want to, because we got Phantom and Ricardo up here.
Yeah, pass.
guys.
I'm gonna pass on
Pass?
that one.
That,
All
well,
right, Joe.
that's not a pass for good. You better be thinking, but it's a pass for
Yeah,
now.
yeah. We'll come back to you.
All right.
What's the question?
What?
So Joe,
Yeah, they just started.
Joe, we're playing a game of who don't you know, right? Some of your favorite tattooers around the world that you might not know if people have ever heard of.
Okay. So yeah, I mean, dude, I can list so many people. But we can go with one of my good friends. So like, Winnie the Drew. It's
You firing them up, Jason?
Yep.
Winnie, like Winnie the Pooh, but Winnie the JROO.
It's a fun name.
Where are they from?
Beautiful day.
I believe he's in Cali, or, if I'm not mistaken.
Cool. And how'd you find them?
We're friends on TikTok, so.
On the TikTok. So this is definitely somebody I don't know.
That's great, oh, man.
I gotta
Yeah,
get in there.
TikTok's been blowing up. It's really been I mean, I like it just because it's entertaining, right? But I mean, there are definitely some people out there that are definitely capitalizing
It's
on it.
the same way the community is on here. It's pretty much the same on TikTok with tattoos. It's a large community.
As I know that Derb's always got his crazy things. Oh, I know. I think I know this guy, or at least I know of his work. Cool.
That's awesome. I love what they did with like the color splash in the background up there, and then again tying it into the eye.
Yeah, I definitely recognize the page. Look at I recognize some of these pieces too. I just started getting back on my Tattoo Now Instagram a little bit. I keep seeing all these amazing new tattoos. I'm like, oh, look at that.
It's awesome.
Very nice.
Hey, that's a little dude.
Cool.
Sick. Okay, I'm going to switch over to my other phone here. So I'm going to be out for a little bit. Oh, Daniel. Daniel, I don't know if that's somebody for the first time, but okay, I'm out of here.
Cool. Ricardo, who do you got?
Look up Brian Cooper Thompson. Oh damn! Freaking huge hornet. Brian Cooper Thompson. I think he's on Instagram underneath that name.
Brian Cooper Art.
Oh, Ryan. R-Y-A-N.
Oh, Ryan.
Yeah.
See, this is what happens when you don't use those those awesome
Magic
headphones.
Yeah, no. I know. Can you guys hear me at all?
Yeah, we can hear you. Ryan Cooper Thompson. Gotcha.
Just not as
Ryan
good as
Cooper
if you had
Thompson.
those headphones.
Ooh.
I'll draw a picture of that.
Yeah,
does a
more
lot
of
of,
a traditional artist.
Yeah, straight traditional. It's crazy though. Like he started doing this type of artwork, and but he switched over from like a real refined kind of art world and started doing this stuff. And we had a conversation about it one time. And he's like, what are you doing? He goes, man, when's the last time you tried to draw like this? I was like, I don't know. I guess I can't anymore because it's really difficult. He's like, yeah, it's hard. So that's what
It is.
that's what made him start. That's what made
Simplifying
him start
things
doing it.
down. Simplifying things down to this extent,
Yeah.
so that you get the essence of the idea with and just enough detail to make it legible.
Yeah.
It's tricky.
Well, that's exactly it. But then, like the outside of that element, the way that he puts these images together, it's really pretty cool. It creates a very cool aesthetic to it. Like as far as the idea behind the image, even it's not just the traditional flair, but it's also like the ideas behind the images, what they're saying. I like the way he mixes it up a little bit more. I've known him for a while. He's a pretty good dude, real solid guy. Actually, believe it or not, Jason, the same Philly convention that we were at, I worked that booth with him that year.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Before we knew each other, yeah. Yeah. His stuff is solid. If you guys get a chance, check it out.
That's awesome, man. I
Yeah,
love
very
seeing
cool.
like the diversity in styles,
Mhm.
and like some of this stuff just blows my mind, right? Because like to simplify things down to that level, it takes a lot of just understanding what is going to give it the essence that it needs to have. And without overcomplicating things, right? To understand the level of detail that you need to have in something in order for it to still be recognized, but without overcomplicating things, right? It's not very easy, and it's something that I think a lot of people, kind of underestimate is the level of difficulty involved with creating original designs simplified down to that kind of a level.
Scroll back up a little bit if you don't mind. There's a vase kind of image that keep on going up. It's on the left hand side. Keep going. Right there. Back down. One more. Right there. Okay, I want to check that
With
out.
the snake?
Yeah. Yeah, so cool. All the pattern in that is amazing. I dig it. Like you said, man, it's super simple. Yeah, it's super simple, but it's all there. Like you can see everything. It's, you know what I mean? Like it's super transparent on the application. The technique of the application is solid. There's no hiding anything there. It's like solid line work, solid tones, solid color. It's very legible.
Yeah, technically, it's very, very clean.
It is.
Yeah. He was one of the first people that I saw using, I think, the Cubans, the Sidewinders, what he was
Dan
using
Cuban.
at that time.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, he was going on and on about it, man, but I'd never got a chance to try it. And I think he was still using traditional needle on bar and, disposable tubes. But I think he was using the true tubes, which was more of the disposable stainless steel. And it seemed to work out pretty well for him.
Yeah, you ever been tattooed by one of those Cubans?
No.
Oh,
zippy, huh?
Oh, they got a little bit of a sting to them.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Yeah.
especially line work, huh?
Oh, dude, you can push an 18-round liner with those things, and it's effortless.
Wow.
My
They've
buddy
got
did
more power than I think is personally necessary. But
my buddy did my It's Showtime thing with one of those machines. It's kind of upside down.
Here, I'll spotlight it real quick. Oh, nice.
But I tell you one thing, when he got up into that part right there, that felt like a razor blade.
Yeah,
Went across
dude.
my wrist. It was bad. But I like that machine though. It was really slick. It was really nice.
Oh, they're definitely zippy and punchy, man. They
Mhm.
make tattooing effortless, and that's what the goal of a good tattoo machine is, right? It's supposed to
Right.
be there to facilitate what we do and to make our jobs easier. You know, and it doesn't matter what machine you use. That's its intentions, to make our
right.
jobs easier. So, all right, Joe. I mean, you spoke up, so we got to go back to you. You weren't thinking about it, were you?
I was, but all my research I do on my phone, and well, my phone's kind of occupied at the current point. So
Fair enough. Fair
to
enough.
be
How
honest, the
about,
only person I can think of is Sir Twice, and he does a lot of like lettering work and stuff like that. And I'm sure people have heard of him and everything else because he's pretty well known. You know what I mean? But the reason I like him is I can't, like, my lettering is not very like freestyling, drawing and stuff like that. I don't do very well with it. I know that's my like Achilles heel in a way. You know what I mean? I can draw anything, but lettering kind of
fire him up, Sir Twice. I haven't heard him.
Pretty veteran.
But yeah, the way he does his depth and his lettering and stuff like that is very impressive.
After this, I got an awesome lettering artist.
Super clean work.
Mm-hmm.
Is it gonna play? Hopefully
I
it'll
don't
play.
know. Maybe not.
There we go.
Sweet.
I could literally sit back and watch guys doing lettering all day long.
Yeah.
It's
amazing
mesmerizing
to
to
me.
me.
Just by the way they can flow it out like that, it's just like, how do you do that?
Well, it's all, a lot of
Yeah.
it's muscle control. I was talking to Big Me's a few years ago. Do you guys know Big Me's?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I was talking to him a few years ago at a show, and you know, he was a professional sign painter for a whole bunch of years. Like, that's where you develop that kind of like muscle control to know that, okay, well, if I'm going in this shape, my arm's going to move like that. If I'm going to
Right.
be drawing an E, it's going to be a much smaller loop, and then that's going to flick out. You know, it's like watching BJ Betts. You know, I don't know if you guys have ever watched BJ Betts with the pressure washer. Over quarantine, he did some type of lettering on his sidewalk using a high pressure washer.
That's awesome.
Oh, that's
You know,
cool.
And it was like the most mind-blowing thing, right? Because he's doing it just like he would do with like a brush or with a marker or anything like that, but he's using a pressure washer, right? Because it's going to give him the same kind of taper as
Paper.
say an airbrush or, you know, a
Right.
marker. It's going to give him the same kind of flow to it.
Well, that's the crazy part about when it comes to tattooing. Like, you don't do watercolor tattoos on people. You replicate the idea of watercolor, that impression of it, right? And it's the same thing with like you know, making a person believe that you've done calligraphy on them. You know what I mean, or the viewer. So it's all about interpretation and how we can dissect that style apart, especially when it comes to font. You know what I mean? Like, font is that simple, the most simplest form of contrast, you know, dark on light. So like, if you can get those shapes together, then you're pretty good to go. You just gotta stop thinking about it like lettering. Sorry, hold on. Stop thinking about it as in lettering and just make it the shapes.
Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Perfect. But Yeah. Check out Delia Vico on Instagram, Jason. Her stuff is
Delavico?
incredible. I think she's from Delia Vico, yeah. Delia Vico. It's incredible, dude. Her stuff is like, I started and I'm like, I quit. I'm done. Only
We're losing you, Ricardo. We're losing you.
Really cool putting together. How about now? Can you hear me now?
Yeah, there we go.
Good.
You like doing the dishes or?
It's Della or Delia?
No. No, I'm just walking around my apartment. And Go, I believe.
Sorry, we just missed like the last 6 seconds of you talking.
Okay, I mean, even CNN is doing
I'm-
Zoom these days, but people aren't walking around their house while they're zooming in.
Hey, that sounds fun. You know what? The funny part is like I'm like 2 feet away from my internet connection here. But hold on 1 second. Let me double check her name. Yeah, DELIAVICO. On their part.
DELIAVICO.
Let me
There we go.
slowly put my phone down. VICO. All right, got it.
Oh yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, incredible stuff, man. So you can watch her like hand draw these on too. There's got to be some video of her doing the freehand stuff. And she uses like a paintbrush. Yeah, there we go.
Oh wow.
Yeah, dude, it's fucking incredible.
So I actually picked up, and I have to thank, I can't take credit for this. I have to thank Joe Phantom Tattoos for this. He's the one that turned me on to it. The Nox Violet,
Yeah.
which is like a super concentrated gentian violet
Mhm.
that you can go through. And now let's see if we can, there we go.
There you go. Yep.
Oh, that's wicked.
Man, her stuff, and then she'll do a lot of positive on negative relations with the font. That's pretty
Right.
solid. But there's a lot of stuff that she'll do where it's like, filled in towards the bottom and then shaded towards the top, and they all kind of like gravitate towards each other. It's pretty incredible. Yeah, then she, not only is she doing like lettering and these big murals and everything like that, but she adds these illustrative elements to them too. And it's the control of wash to scan ratio is incredible. Yeah.
Oh,
That's-
that's awesome.
That's crazy.
Yeah. Yeah, dude,
I
it's just
love what they did there.
Mm-hmm.
Mhm. Very stark. It's a whole new step on the blackout, whole new approach to the blackout. Yeah, look at that. It's amazing. The way it forms on the body.
Right.
Yeah, that's dope.
Yeah, dude.
Yep. Yeah, I've done this. Anyone else done this?
Yeah. Just stick it on there.
Yep. Sometimes it's what you got to do.
Right.
Yeah. Yeah, I think the first time I saw that happen, I think I saw a video of Grimy doing it one time. And I was just like, oh, that's incredible. I didn't even think about that. These huge ink caps. That's amazing. Don't move.
This is kind of trippy.
Yeah,
Oh,
dude,
wow.
that's so right.
It's like, I know he's there, but is he there?
Oh man, you just blew my mind. Yeah, dude,
Yeah, that
pretty
went deep
awesome.
real quick.
Mhm. And the coolest part is some of these murals, all it is she just writes the alphabet on the wall and she'll layer them. And
That's insane.
she'll do them in a lot of like diamond kind of patterns when they'll radiate out from itself. And it's
Mhm.
pretty awesome. Yeah, like look at that, dude. Like not just font, but look at that skull too. Like that's perfect.
Right.
Definitely has like a grunge kind of feel to it.
Mm. It's got like a hyped up LA kind of feel, you know?
Yeah.
That West Coast kind of shading.
Very like ink splatter-ish.
Yeah.
That's
Yeah, I love
awesome.
it. It's got to
That
feel
in
pretty good to,
conjunction with like all of the hard black elements. And then
Mhm.
you've got these very light flowers as well.
yeah, man. It's awesome. Very very understood, you know, very educated in her form and her artistry. You can see how much she's learned from just being educated in that font format, you know, and how line works with itself and how those tapered points affect each other. I dig it. I've always liked her stuff.
I was talking to Christina Christie the other week, and she brought up this guy, Loose Lips,
Okay.
very Art Nouveau, but apparently like when you go to schedule an appointment with this person, you're not just scheduling the appointment. Apparently it's like an entire experience, right?
Mhm.
Like they'll go through
As it
3
should be.
costume changes in the middle of a tattoo.
Wow.
Wow.
Okay.
That's a whole event. Jeez.
Yeah. That skull is pretty awesome.
Mhm.
Yeah.
That's super
Super
nouveau.
talented artist.
Yeah, it's like what we were talking about one day. I think when Rich Ren was on here, we brought up Muka and
Yep.
how that guy's like pretty much like the godfather of the illustrative style of tattooing. You know what I mean? So
Yeah.
yeah, and it's all there. Like it's all in that one piece. Even that portrait, you know, like the hard lines on the outside, that real thin calligraphied lines for the lips and everything like that, the eyes. Very Muka, super Muka. Yeah, even those leaf patterns around her head.
Yep.
How that negative relation and then how the color complements it.
Mhm.
What would that be, like a contrasting color?
Well, I mean, considering the fact that a lot of it's black and gray,
Right.
I don't know that it would really count as like a color contrast.
Mm-hmm.
You know, more of just like an accent color.
Like a contrasting value, maybe.
Definitely a contrasting value.
Yeah.
Because if you were to put that into all black and gray, basically
Yeah.
desaturate everything, you would see that contrasting value there.
Yeah. But the most interesting part about that what you just brought up, Jason, is that without that line work, without that bold line work, that yellow would just be floating against that black and gray saturation, and it would just look washed out. Then,
Yep.
don't you think? Yeah. So with that hard outline, that thicker, bolder outline, that's also contrasting against all those smooth variations of tone, it helps it out that much more. Just makes it that much more impacting and solid.
Mhm.
Man, I love those wavy lines. I drew this skull a while ago. Look this design on my old shops t-shirts. I love those wavy lines. Yeah,
Yeah, that just
killer.
screams Muka.
Yeah,
Look at the
but
hair.
yeah, but it's hyped up though. Like look at that cast shadow. Like you wouldn't really see
Yep.
too much of that, like that strong of an embellishment in Muka's work. Like it's
True.
all of his stuff is subtle throughout the whole piece from top to bottom, and that's like catches your attention, just draws it. pretty awesome. I love, what is that? Is that like a wash? That's the base of that cast shadow, or is that like a lavender or brown? I can't really tell.
I mean, from here, it just looks like a gray wash.
Yeah. And then they laid the same tone over the whole piece, right?
Yeah, it looks like they definitely use this kind of like a warmer ochre tone
Yeah.
or like a warmer flesh tone and just kind of like layered that in with some of these warmer peach tones.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, I see that too. You're right. But yeah, look at that. That line work is clean as hell.
Yep.
The flow works really well. Yeah, it's got the Nouveau print all over it, man, for sure. You know, one of the most notorious images of Muka that people would recognize right away is like the job papers, the rolling papers.
Yeah.
Because it's got the lady head with the fancy hair.
See, I always
Yeah,
go with his Moet and Chandon.
I don't know if I'm familiar with that by name.
I'll pull it up real quick. Hold on. Mhm. Let's do.
Those paintings are pretty cool too. Kind of a cubist thing almost.
So this is what I always think of.
Yeah, okay. Interesting. I like that. I've always liked that piece. Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's just something about it. Like every time I just keep coming back to it.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not sure if it's, you know, the layout or how they have the different areas basically cut down into these different frames with like inside a frame and then outside a frame and then inside a frame again.
Right.
You know, or if I'm not sure if that's what always keeps me visually interested in these pieces.
Yeah.
Or if it's maybe the spiral kind of visual flow that it has, because you've got this definitive branch cutting up this way, and then in the background you've got this other branch cutting up this way, but visually it all leads your eye back up to curving around with this portion of it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so there's like just by studying, you know, Muka, it's like you can pick out all of these different things every time you look at them.
Mm-hmm. Intersecting.
Yeah. Oh, we got Melissa that joined us. Hey, Melissa.
What up, Melissa?
Hey, guys.
How goes
How are
it?
you doing this fine day?
Oh, you know me, just waking up.
Aren't we all? Aren't we all?
First day of the weekend.
Did you say first day of the weekend or
For
worst?
me, yeah. First day.
Oh, wow.
Oh, so you take Mondays off?
I take Mondays and Tuesdays usually.
Nice.
That's a good idea.
Make it any kind of running around done that I need to do.
Yeah, you know, I mean, you get to run around town or wherever you go, and there's not that many people. Everybody's at work. There's another artist here. Let me double check this real quick before I tell you. I think it's called He Draws. Let me see.
Oh yeah, I don't know what the exact title is, but somebody else look up. Amy Cornwell's pretty sick. She's from
yes,
UK, pretty well known, but
yeah, she's awesome, dude. She's got a Muka kind of thing too, doesn't she?
yeah.
Yeah, Matt Buck is his name, but yeah, you should definitely check out.
Oh
Amy
yeah,
Cornwell
Matt Buck.
first.
Yep.
Yeah. definitely check out Amy Cornwell, man. She's awesome. She was putting out a lot of stuff on YouTube there for a second, but I think she kind of, I don't know if she's been doing too much of it anymore.
I worked with Matt and No Idols for a little bit there.
Nice.
Oh,
That's Matt Buck.
Yeah.
yeah, it's a he_draws.
Gotcha.
Mhm.
Gotcha.
This stuff is fun as hell. Super illustrative.
Yeah, he's like a paintery type, isn't he? Yeah, he is.
Mhm.
Yeah, he just like paints and draws nonstop. He was like he made yeah.
Yep.
His paintings are
Yeah,
sick.
there it is. Yeah, look at that, man. And it's all over the board too, as far as subject matter. And you can tell it's got his own flair on it, like his own style on it.
Yeah.
Very, very legible, very open, not a lot of fuss and fuss. Long lasting tattoos.
It's got a ton of
Yeah.
art on hedraws.com too.
Okay, I'll have to check that out. Yeah, like these illustrations of those faces are great. Those little caricatures or whatever, what have you. And he draws a lot of this stuff on too. A lot of, I mean, I haven't seen too many of them. He was posting a lot of stuff where he shows the drawing and marker. Yeah, like look at that fine art too, like the charcoal rendering is incredible. Yeah. Yeah, you can tell, man, even in his art, even in his tattoos, how he just studies all the time, just drawing. I love it.
Yeah, this is getting me really excited for the Paradise BYOB in October.
Tell me about it, man. Yeah, dude, that's great. Now, I don't know if this is, it looks like he's left-handed. I didn't know that.
Left-handers unite.
Yeah, you're left-handed too, huh?
Southpaw.
Yeah. Yeah, those portraits are great. Yeah, he
I
shows
always
his process in drawing portraits. I'm sorry, go ahead, Joe.
No, I was just gonna say I always find it funny. I get about halfway through the tattoo, then people look at me like, "You're left-handed?" I'm like, yeah.
Mm-hmm. It's okay to be left-handed now.
Sometimes I'm just like, nah, I figured I'd just try this hand out, see how it goes.
That's
today's
awesome.
tattoo challenge. You have to tattoo with your non-dominant hand.
Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah, his stuff is great. And then there's like Gabe was suggesting Amy Cornwell. Check her stuff out too. And I know she does a lot of freehand stuff as well. Really very trippy kind of elements.
Who doesn't know her work yet? Anybody?
I don't.
Awesome.
You're gonna prepare to be blown away.
Amy Cornwell tattoo.
Mm-hmm.
Let's go to the Google.
It's AIMEE Cornwell
that would be
tattoo.
why. Yep, popped right up. Oh yeah.
Yeah, it looks like her father was a tattoo artist.
Nice.
I love seeing that, like the legacy tattooers that you know, are
Right.
second, third generation in, and they're basically taking all of the acquired and accumulated knowledge from, you know, their other family members, and it's being distilled down through the ages, you know, like Bruno Salvatierra, right?
Mm-hmm.
Bruno comes from a family of tattooers, right? So in his family alone, there's probably over 100 years worth of tattoo experience and knowledge.
Wow.
Go back up just a slight bit there, Jason. Okay, stop. That picture on the top left-hand corner. There you go. Let's take a look at that.
Look at the subtleties.
Yeah, man.
Red to
Super.
purple, certain skin tone.
Yep. And there's like that weird, like kind of olive, a drab olive.
Right.
But it looks like there's some wash or some black pepper in there, and then like colors laid over.
Yeah.
Yeah, you can see that down here right along the jawline.
Right.
Yeah.
And then over here in the hair to help
Hair,
separate the
yeah.
edge of the face.
And there's that debate, right? There's a debate where some artists will do that. Another artist will mix colors to kind of give you that darker, like a darker hue. And I don't know. I guess it depends on.
I
where
think
you're
it all
coming from.
depends. Yeah, I think it all depends on what kind of ultimate effect you're trying to go for.
Right.
You know, you can do that with color, and it works really, really well, but you have to know your colors. You have to know your saturated colors, your desaturated colors, how to mute colors down and neutralize them, and then which colors to keep more pure and more saturated. So you really have to know your color really, really well in order to get that kind of like a tonal contrast.
Right.
But you still need that light and dark contrast as well.
Mm-hmm.
And I mean, a perfect example is to look at Nico Hurtado's work from 15 years ago, right? And look at his work now. You can tell that he's using a lot more high black, a lot more very dark concentrated gray wash as as a baseline for a lot of the color that he puts over top of it in order to help hold those tones and create those dramatic edges.
That's exactly what I was saying. It's like it depends on where you're coming from, because you know, in a painting it's easy to do that, but we're talking about the longevity of a tattoo in a person's skin, where the environment for that tattoo is constantly battling being broken down, by the sun, by the exposure of the sun, by the exposure of the UV rays, by the exposure of our our natural system in our body to eliminate any kind of foreign substance out of it, so.
Just to touch on Nico's tattoos a little bit too, like his black and gray is fucking spot on. Like,
It's incredible. Yeah, man,
and
you're
it's
right,
that kind of understanding that he's got of like not only like color theory and all that, but just of like volume and contrast and all that. It's always a pleasure to see his black and gray because it's fucking sick.
Well, I mean, we can't start discussing color if we don't go back up to Canada, right? Because those guys have it nailed. They do. There's no getting around it.
Yeah, the guy I work for is pretty phenomenal. Yeah, as far as his black and gray, that's what he usually sticks to, like just the photorealism black and gray. But the first couple times I saw him do some color work, I was just shocked that he was as versatile as he was and still really efficient.
Yeah, I mean, black and gray, it to me has the ultimate level of contrast in it. But when we're talking about color, we can't talk about color unless we go back over to one of my favorite artists of all time, Steve Moore.
Oh yeah, very nice.
Get more tattoos.
Yep. Looking at his use of color is like.
Yeah, go to that tiger. There you go.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it's pretty incredible. There's two opposite sides of and at the same, man, he used both sides of the color wheel, and the same, I don't know, the same area of the top part of the color wheel too, like as far as his hots, his warms, and then his cools. It's pretty
when you
incredible.
have that real nice, like dark, powdery kind of coolish blue gray next to the super vibrant, warm neon pink.
Yeah, that's the cool part, isn't it? Because like when you mentioned that gray tone, that's that bridging gap as far as that hot to cool color. Like a lot of people I've seen try to do straight hot to straight cold, you know, and it doesn't really work out because there's no transition.
Right.
But he nailed it, man. Nailed it. And I love the way he put it down the bottom part of the jaw too. That whole area down at the bottom part of the jaw is like almost all muted out, and it really pushes that lighter tone straight up in your face, man. It's incredible.
I mean, even look at the teeth, right? The teeth are not done in a pure white down at the bottom, which is what I think a lot of artists would end up doing.
Yeah.
They would, you know, you can tell he used maybe like a 20 or a 30% gray, you know, just to get that correct tonal value. Because knowing that that's going to appear later, but still being underneath a cast shadow from where that light is hitting the top of the tiger, you know, mutes that down and puts that in a different value spectrum.
Yeah. Yeah. And even that teal around the jowl part of the face, you know, that upper lip, it's like even that is kind of muted out too, which is incredible. And it looks like it's the same tone as what's in the teeth at the bottom. But it looks so different because it's next to that black, red, and that muted blue too.
Right.
It's pretty incredible. Yeah, and it's the same. It looks like it's the same tones when you just separate them individually. That's so cool, man. Killer work, dude. You nailed it, Jason. That's this is a good example of your favorite style of color artist.
Yeah, but I mean, you can see that in this black and gray too. And I always go back to this piece just because it's I think one of my favorite pieces that he ever did.
Man, that's dynamic.
Right.
Super high contrast.
There's a lot of depth in that.
No, I like that little guy right there. That's pretty cool. Carrying time.
You know, look at how big this face is, right?
Right. That's one of the things I'm constantly having to remind myself of is, you know, priority. Make it bigger. Like guy always says, it'd be really great, but if only you made this just a little bigger. I always hear his voice saying that now.
Bigger, longer,
awesome,
smoother gradients.
Yep.
Look at the placement on the body too.
Yeah, that's a good observation.
You know, I think that's definitely something that adds and complements the entire design aspect.
Absolutely, dude. Absolutely. You can have one of the world's best tattoos on somebody, but if it's placed in the wrong area and it's too small, then it doesn't do its job. Yep.
Right.
Exactly. And you can have a semi-decent tattoo that's placed in the right spot and it looks better than that one, you know?
Yeah, this is my favorite color piece. I think one of my favorite color pieces I've ever seen done.
Jeez, dude, look at that. Oh, man.
You know, outside of like composition, outside of placement, outside of everything, just look at the color.
Man, dude.
Yeah.
That is, complex. Oh man, I love it. I love how he tucked in all that fabric. Look at the way the hair's tucked back behind those other lighter tones and stuff, man. That's incredible. Even the eyes are just like, oof.
Right. The eyes are what get me right there. How they have that glow to them.
And then that jewelry to the right, to the left of the face, you know, the right face. That negative on, man, dude, that negative in front of all that stuff is incredible.
I would also like
hard
to
not
point out
to bring up Adrian Lee then after this, right?
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Yeah, dude, that's fucking amazing.
Does anybody not know Adrian Lee?
I do not.
Oh, fantastic.
Oh,
Yeah.
All right.
Let me check
Brace
this
yourself.
You're gonna love it. This dude in the whole San Francisco art collective is awesome.
Yeah, you should go out and get the bodies. Yeah, you're gonna go down a rabbit hole now. Hope you have a couple $100 for books.
Yeah, dude, it's worth
I've
it.
been writing all these names down, so you know.
Adrian Lee's fucking. Oh man, he could finish my. I wish I had another set of skin. Is what I. Because Adrian would definitely be on the top of my list too. I mean, Steve Moore too. Fuck it. I mean, but
Oh, nice.
Yeah, dude.
That's awesome.
Hey, we're gonna make a mandala out of faces. Why not?
Right?
Okay, I love geometric, but I also love portraiture.
Yeah,
Go.
that's what I'm saying, right? Yeah. Oh man, dude.
Man.
Ridiculous.
Yeah, he did a class out at Jiminy Peak one year. No, not Jiminy Peak. Excuse me, at Keystone out in Colorado.
Nice.
It was pretty out of control. He also brought out his bodies artwork show. So he also documents large scale tattoos. I think he's probably the largest documenter, maybe. I don't know. He basically gets like, awesome pictures, full video, and the books, they're oversized books. So they're like massive books with like double fold outs. And of like just bodysuit after bodysuit, and
Yeah, I remember when I ordered Bloodwork bodies, and they were like, "Yeah, by the way, it's going to cost you an extra $50 to get this delivered because it's so heavy."
Yeah.
And I was like, "Well, wait a second. How heavy is this? Am I going to be able to pick it up by myself?" Right?
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. So I ordered Bloodwork bodies and Bloodwork sleeves all together. The whole package itself weighed over 70 pounds.
Yeah,
wow.
Yeah, it's a compendium, dude. It's amazing. The amount of information that's in those books.
If they didn't, that's so much information. If they didn't both have actually such healthy egos, I think that him and Guy were competing for the heaviest book.
I can see that.
Bio encyclopedia is massive too.
Yeah.
But the cool thing is that they're both just hell bent on creating the best work product they can, and sometimes it just ends up as as a 70 page or 70 pounds of book.
There it is, dude.
I love the way that he documents it too, and photographs everything from like every angle, stitches it all together in a movie,
right?
So that you
That's
can
kind of
pan
cool.
and zoom, right?
Mm-hmm. That was, speaking of that book, it was the first time that I saw, sleeves and everything like that documented in more than just like a presentation kind of style. The way they had the arms kind of flowing up from the bottom up towards the head, you know what I mean? The way they used Photoshop to illustrate that was pretty awesome.
If a tattoo shop doesn't have any, like all of his books in their front room, they're losing out on thousands of dollars of tattoos every month, because just having those books kicking around for artists, for clients to look at. To your point, like sometimes that could be the first introduction. Like, wow, I didn't realize that any of this is possible. Not that every tattooer can do any of the work that's in those books, but it does open up the client's minds to what's possible. Without
this.
There was
wow.
There was I know exactly what you're talking about, Gabe, because there was a presentation done by Rodney Mullen. He's a skater from late 70s, early 80s, and he skated for Paul Peralta and all that. Anyways, he talked about that. He talked about being around other skaters and stuff like that, and seeing them do these tricks, things that you wouldn't have thought that were possible. You know what I mean? Now it makes it real. Now it makes it like that much more feasible for you to do, because you've seen it done, and you can now there's a platform for you to start from. So that's a perfect way to say it with these tattoo books, because people walk in and they just think it's going to be what they saw on Pinterest or what they saw on on some tattoo TV show or something like that. But there's so much more to it, and This is a prime example of how much more you can actually do.
How far you can take it. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like your imagination and the artist's imagination is gonna be what limits you to what you get. And of course the technical ability.
Yeah, I definitely have a feeling that some part of Adrian's mind is going, how far can we possibly take this tattoo fucking medium?
Right.
I think we can take it farther.
Yeah, look at this one. Just look at this, right?
Yeah.
How complex of a tattoo design can you possibly get? I know. Let's add some transparent circles over top of it. Yeah.
Yeah.
Put fractals in.
And we're gonna add fractals. Yeah, exactly.
And
We're gonna
then
put
some
fractals
perfect
inside of these circles.
symmetrical perfect fractals, mind you.
Yeah, and those don't deviate either. Like, look at them, even on the body. And then on top of that, how it contours the body.
Right.
You know what I mean? Like circles on a dimensional form, dude. Like, are you fucking kidding me? Come on now. Yeah, dude, that's incredible.
There are too many layers here to actually sit and look. He's got a Mandelbrot set.
Yeah.
He's what? So
Yeah.
a Mandelbrot set is like one of the most common forms of fractals, right? It's all broken down into a mathematical formula, right? In order to create these fractals, and when you plot the coordinates of this equation by changing one or two different numbers, you can change how many branches it creates. You can change how many repetitions there are. And I mean, number one, I would never want to tattoo it ever.
Yeah.
I would lose my mind. And this guy is executing it flawlessly.
Yeah, there was a candid photo that I saw of him when he was putting a stencil on it. It looked like he had part of a stencil on, and it was from behind him viewing the person he's going to tattoo, the client. And he just kind of got his arm over behind his head, and he's just like taking it all in, trying to observe it as much as he can. You know what I mean? It's like, yeah, I don't see how you could do it any other way rather than just taking your time putting the stencil on. Almost as much time as it does to take a tattoo sometimes. But that is incredible to be able to get it on that way.
Imagine that as a back piece.
Oh man, that's incredible. I love the double arms.
Well, that's what it's laid. It might look like it's laid out for a half sleeve, but I can almost guarantee you that's a full-on back piece.
So zoom in on that knotwork to the right of it. Looks like you're studying it for the bracelets. Okay.
Yep.
But the thing of it is like it looks like it's part of the study for the overall image too, because of the way they interlace.
Mm-hmm.
As far as those intersecting angles underneath everything.
Yeah, you see the braid shape here, the braid pattern here, and then that's going to be mimicked in the bracelets.
Yeah, exactly. It's pretty cool. Huh. That's wow.
Now this is a level 10 tat wizard.
Yeah.
There's no other way to describe it.
No, there really isn't. Yeah, dude. These tattoos make me both want to quit and continue tattooing even more. All at the same time.
I know, right?
Mm-hmm. You know, and then there's all these guys that don't even post anything anymore that still do these incredible tattoos. You know, Aaron Kane is awesome. There was another guy out in that same area. I can't remember his damn name. Marcus Pacheco.
Oh, Marcus is like the OG. Marcus tattooed Adrian.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It's like I remember seeing Marcus's work and then seeing Adrian's stuff shortly after there, and it was like, oh, okay, I can see the heavy influence, man. But it's definitely gravitated towards its own field now. But Marcus Pacheco, man, his stuff is incredible.
Well, Melissa, who do you have to throw in the mix?
Give me a second on that one.
Okay, one Mississippi.
Yeah, right.
You just ruined my concentration by counting with me.
Come on.
My wife and kid fucking hate me for that. I don't care. It doesn't make a difference who it is. It's like, you know, the secretary for the president of the United States. So just hold on 1 second. One Mississippi.
Right.
They call me Literal Gabe.
Well, more precise. It hasn't been written about, so.
There you go. I like it.
Who was I looking at earlier? It'll take me a sec.
A moment.
Right.
The Europeans have it, or you know, there's some languages there. They've got the right well, the more precise word. The Germans are probably like, please give me amount of time that's between 10 seconds and 3 minutes. all in one word.
So that sketch we just looked at, here it is laid out as a back piece.
Oh, nice.
Check it out.
I would say I've been jiving on Michaela Rose tattoos for her floral stuff lately. It's very vintage look. It kind of reminds me of Redoubt's flowers, the style that it's done in.
Okay, I don't know Rodolphe, but I do know the tattooer.
Michaela
Rose? I don't know how to pronounce it.
Makkala Rose Tattoos on Instagram. Redoubt is he was a printmaker way back in the day.
Cool.
Classical.
Ooh.
Oh, okay.
Very
Those are real nice.
Yeah, dude. Heavy saturation.
Bam.
Yeah, that's like, yeah, in your face.
Those are bold. Nice.
Super classical, feminine, just beautiful.
Would you mind zooming in on that, Jason, please?
Yeah, let's get a better, there we go.
Okay, so solid line work. Solid line work. It looks like there's some gray wash lines in there too, right?
Yep. I mean, you can tell just by looking at the edges of these leaves.
Yeah.
This flower to keep in focus and out of focus. There's another flower with a gray line.
Okay, so let's talk about some of those peach flowers or the little peach blossoms. Like,
actually, I think those are cherry blossoms.
Okay, so I love the little stamens that are popping out everywhere. How delicate that contrast is, right? And then I also like the overlapping petals, like especially the one that's creating that cast shadow in the top right one, right there. Yep, you got it. And that bottom petal, 1, 2, 3, 4th down from the bottom. Man, how is that a muted tone in there, or is that again another wash?
From the looks of it, from what I can see on a bigger screen, it looks like it's actually a color blend, like a neutralized tone that's blended in with a more saturated tone.
Yeah, dude, that's just.
How about the
selection of
the
colors?
blossoms on the right, the lower right, then down. You can see like like those two there. I love the pistils in the bottom one are like dark, and the pistils in the top one there are white, and like just the contrast.
Yeah.
I'm not even thinking about the way up top with the B, although it's a similar thing, but the two next to each other, those two there, for me, that made my eyes be like, that's like high contrast.
Oh,
like,
yeah.
I mean, the whole thing obviously is fucking sweet, but
I like her definition for the lines and everything else, how they have focus to them. Some flowers have real thick lines, other flowers don't have real thick lines. They kind of have your focus to where they need to be. You know what I'm saying?
Absolutely.
I also like that it's got a very Art Nouveau feel to it without all of the extra Art Nouveau stuff.
Yes.
Exactly.
Good observation.
Okay, let's talk about that for a second. What do you think makes it like that? Because I agree with you. I think a lot of it has to do with the colors that she selected.
So it's, I don't know, it's her selection of line work. It's the giving it depth, but keeping within the same range. It's just really soft, like buttery soft.
Yeah. And she plowed those whites in there too. Yeah, the line work definitely adds to it, and it definitely gives it that feel. And you can see in the background, there's not a whole lot of line work to it too, so it definitely gives it that feel of depth to it. And yeah, the colors are very muted overall, but they don't get muddied up so much that you can't see the separation between all the objects either.
See, I really like what they did with the background. because they knew that they were working on someone with a much more fair complexion that was going to stand out against those whites that they put into the flower, a lot of those lighter tones. So they ended up going back through in the background and using a very, very light gray wash as evidence here, 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 and in the background behind these flowers and coming all the way down to tone that skin tone down to really allow those lighter areas to pop out.
Oh, wow. Yeah, you know,
That's a
that's
very good
pretty,
point.
yeah, I mean, even with those softer color selections too, man, it still doesn't, I guess it's the line work that helps separate them, but at the same time, you know, contrast them against each other. That's really, really keen observation there.
Yeah, because if you had kept this skin tone right here where my mouse is, if you had kept that the same tone here against this white and light area, it would not have had the same amount of visual impact.
No, definitely would have washed out.
Yep.
Good call,
Love
man.
to take a seminar from them just to find out like where their head is while they're going through this.
Right. Right. And you always wonder if they have it mapped out beforehand too. Like, is it fully colored before you start, or is it something that you envision off of a black and gray value count study? You know.
Right.
From my observations of hundreds of artists, generally they would start off by doing full renderings, and then after 5 to 10 years, can envision it in their head and do the least amount needed in the context of trusting the client.
Right.
The repetition that kind of builds their style in the early.
Yeah.
But then usually there's also a repeat of the cycle again. So a guy all of a sudden after 10 years will create new models, so I take that. Who knows? I have no idea. I guess, but often there's a cycle of like needing to render stuff out fully so that the client can trust it and you can see it and play with it, and then you get comfortable with it and can envision in your head and do it, in your sleep with one arm tied behind your back, and then you can then are capable of doing more things if you could envision them, and then you start over again.
Right.
It's great, Gabe.
Let's see some more tattoos.
Yeah.
Oh man, dude, that is so...
Where to begin?
I know. Even her portraits, huh?
Definitely looks like
Sam.
Yeah. That's a super hardcore, influence of those older versions of these paintings.
Tattoo world's lucky to have her.
There's way
yeah,
definitely.
I'm wondering what medium it was done in. Here's a better picture of it.
Okay. Yeah, man.
It feels light enough it could be watercolor, but in the background it's heavy enough that it's like, well, maybe not.
Maybe it's a mixed medium. Maybe we should reach out to her and ask her.
I mean, I don't know if this would necessarily be a mixed media. I personally think it's an oil painting.
That's what I'm thinking.
That was scanned at a high resolution, but you're right. It could be watercolor.
It always trips me out when I see people using oils and they have this watercolor effect to their paintings.
Right.
Well, that's why a lot of artists will move towards oils as their preferred medium, because you can literally create any effect you can imagine, using oils. So you can make it look like watercolor. You can make it look like acrylic, very impasto, very, very kind of vivid, stark brush strokes. So you have that ability to go in either direction.
Yeah, you're right. And that's one of the things that I always liked about Sean Barber's work is, he does all these captured scenes of tattoo artists, and then, them using the medium, which is the tattoo caps, the Vaseline and everything like that on the tray. And when he was painting the Vaseline globs that are like next to the ink caps, it's just like, dude, that looks like fucking Vaseline. Like, are you kidding me? It's a painting, but it looks like Vaseline, but it's a painting. And I kept going in circles and I just quit.
I'm so curious. Well, let's take a, no, it looks like it is watercolor.
Yeah. Now you got a bit closer picture of it.
Yeah, there's no doubt in my
Yeah, you can
mind
see
that
the little-
is,
the little
that's
bleeds.
watercolor.
Yeah, looks like there's some.
There's
bleeds
no
and
way
stuff
that
like
you can
yeah.
get these kinds of very subtle gradients with the edging and the brush strokes. You can't make those marks in oil. That has to be a watercolor. And you can tell too, because you can see the little pencil sketches.
Yeah, I mean,
That's
there's a lot of
impressive.
glazing techniques you can use with the oils to do that.
True.
I
I don't know. Having worked with watercolors and liquid acrylics for a very long time, like I'm almost 100% positive this is all watercolor.
Zoom in on the butterfly if you can.
Yeah, that looks like watercolor for sure.
Yeah, it definitely feels like watercolor.
Super controlled watercolor too, man.
Yeah.
Right.
This is what happens when you work in a single medium for a very, very long time.
Watch, we ask her, how long have you been doing watercolor? Oh, a couple of years. She's like, God damn it.
Wait,
No!
okay, so let's chat about people who's switch mediums and fucking kill it right out of the gate. Alec Turyansky, the Russian.
Oh, yes.
Like his like fourth painting is like a master painting.
What's the
what did he switch from, Gabe?
If you just, I think it's a Turyansk. Turyansky.
What did he use to paint in?
Tattoo. I mean, I'm sure it was like drawing and other mediums, but like started painting maybe like 6 or 7 years ago now.
Man,
dude,
look at that.
As you scroll back, you'll go through his tattoos. You'll see, as soon as you see one painting, then is that it there?
Yeah,
that might be a new one. I think that's a new one. Fuck, that's amazing. But yeah, whatever. I mean, that's like probably like his 7th painting then. The green one, if you scroll down, there's like a fantasy green painting that's just, I looked at it at Hill City a couple of years ago for like 3 days straight. And
love this goldfish.
Yeah.
Sorry, but my eye immediately went here.
Of course, yeah.
That's cool.
I love the play on that Japanese rendering, that style. Japanese. Yeah, that's really new, fresh approach, man. I dig it. But all the principles are there, dude. Look at it.
Yeah.
Does not deviate from the foundation of the principles, but it's all like revised in style, man. It's amazing.
There it is.
Oh, damn.
And he did these are some of the paintings he did it off the map back in the day.
Oh, that Yoda is so
wow.
Look at that.
That's cool.
Whoa, dude. That's great. The lighting in that is immaculate.
It's out of control. Like I said, and that was him picking up the medium like a duck to water. I mean, obviously he has a lot of imagination and vision and all that.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, that's pretty awesome, dude. Wow.
There's so much going on in this. I understand why you stared at it for 3 days, Gabe.
Yeah. Yep. No, it was he had it up there at the booth, and I had the luxury of, I usually wander the convention floor pretty regularly, but man, every time I was at the booth, man, I would just get lost in that shit. I wasn't on my phone ignoring customers. I was staring at that thing, being like, "What the
fuck?" Please leave a message.
I'll get to you soon.
Yeah,
that's incredible. It's like every place you look, there's something new to see.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, but it's not like, it's like done in the right value sets, or texture that it's not distract. It's not like the amount of information that's in there is amazing, but it's not like just distracting. It makes sense.
Yeah.
No,
It
More
does.
intriguing.
yeah, it fits in. Yeah, it definitely pulls you in. That's for sure.
There's a story to it. Like, what's going on?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm. The little mushrooms coming off of beard hairs. It's cool too. And what is floating in that little? Is there something inside that little water droplet in front of Yoda, underneath Yoda's chin?
Yeah.
I believe it's an embryo-ish type thing.
Yeah. Okay. Rawr, rawr. Man, that Yoda. Yeah, that Yoda is so dope. Incredible.
His color saturation is off the chart.
Mm.
Mm-hmm.
It was a highlight to watch his work come out of the shop every day, or a couple days a week. Yeah.
That is awesome.
That's awesome, dude. Yeah, look at that. I love it.
Yeah, it's pretty rad.
That's fun. And he tattooed that soap really cool.
You can forgive the soap reveal because the tattoo is actually so awesome.
Yeah, exactly. And that is great.
I love the eyes, man. To me, the eyes just bring it all together.
Yeah. Yeah, it's really
That's
good,
awesome.
dude. Oh yeah. Okay, I remember seeing this guy's stuff a while back now. A lot of his stuff was more so in the style and the rendering of the snake and the eagle. Well, more so in the snake, wasn't it? For a long time.
He's always
Like
been pretty diverse.
Real angular. Okay. Yeah, I've seen a couple of these.
His black and gray, like this stuff.
Man, that is.
Yeah, he could.
Dude,
I think he could pretty
killer.
much tattoo you half black and it'd be like, holy shit, that's so sick. Because
Yeah.
like he just has something
Yeah.
like really fundamental, a real fundamental understanding of tattooing, you know, and yeah, so it's like he could switch his styles, and it's more like a different, you know, but whatever it is that's underlying, he just fucking gets.
I love the inside of that eagle's mouth, where Jason, you like to implement that negative field around outlining, and a lot of the times you'll see it around the entire image, but the way he went up to that line work more towards the background of the mouth, inside of the mouth, and then left that
Right.
beak a little more negative, really helps pronounce it, like as far as its depth. It's pretty incredible. So subtle. And then that back part towards the back of the arm too, where the feathers disappear into that roundish shape.
Yep.
That
Get
field
more and
of
more
gray.
and more vague.
Yeah, and that field of gray is just so smooth, dude.
Mm.
And then those subtle little nods, it's a suggestion of those feathers. That's great. Great. This is a great tattoo, man. I don't even know what other word to use besides great. I just saying great. Great.
Excellent choice, Gabe. Excellent choice.
Yeah, for sure.
Oh, I didn't know he was doing gang
Killer, dude.
tattoos. Sorry.
Oh yeah. Yeah.
Look at the pause on neg kind of relationship here.
Mm-hmm.
Very, very dark,
Yeah, man.
very maximally high contrast, and then super low contrast.
Mm-hmm. Looks like he went back into that one a little bit more.
Yeah. Just kind
To
of beef it
help
up a little
establish
bit.
what it is, I think. Yeah.
But I mean, look at the drapery.
Yeah. The cloth, the weight, the way it fits the form.
Yep.
Pretty nice. Very statuesque. Oh, dude, and then he does
How'd you
that
like
Japanese
to tackle
piece.
this as a stencil?
No.
That I'm gonna take it you're not really into that, Ricardo.
I mean, that's a lot. He put it all in there. You know, he has
Yeah.
all the little scales. He has everything. He did not, like, a lot of time you'll see, especially with dragons and such, you know, a lot of people will draw those scales in, but he just went ahead and put it on the whole snake and everything. Huh. Well, it's a great job. I mean, that's an art on its own, putting the stencil that
Right,
size.
putting the stencil on like that.
Yeah.
6 days later, when I would finally finish the outline.
Exactly. Kind of, you know, look, he's got a little Cuban right there.
Yep.
Mm-hmm.
There it is. Zipperoo.
Oh.
You just go to,
You know, I think it's really, really interesting. You'll look at stuff like this, right, as a large scale piece. And then if you turn around and you look at something that, say, Jeff Gogwe does, and how simplified he makes the background and things of that nature, you know, and how he uses a lot of like huge shapes and fields of negative to kind of balance out a lot of that very intricate line work. I think it's, you know, very contrasting, but at the same time, it works for each individual type of style.
Yeah, you'll see Turiansky do some stuff like that too with like some of the other pieces, like there.
Yeah,
and that, boom.
Yeah, let's take a look at that. Oh yeah, man! Wow,
That's awesome.
Hot diggity dog! Look at that, man. That's incredible. Wow.
Now that's a stencil I could get down.
Right, exactly.
That other one, not so much.
Exactly. Man, dude, I'd like to see this a little bit further in progress. I wonder what he's gonna do with that overlapping area where the waves are covering up part of the body. Huh.
I mean, if you look at what he's done already, how he's got like these areas of light and dark, but because his color saturation is so complete, I don't really think that would matter too much.
Yeah. And there's a wash over it too, so that'll tone it down a little bit.
Yeah, and I mean, look at what he's doing here. So he's probably going to go through, wash this out and keep this a lot lighter, keep this area a lot lighter. You know, because he already has those lines going through it, but by keeping these areas right in this little negative line a lot lighter, it's going to continue that flow. It's going to continue this swirling pattern without really obstructing the viewer from viewing, you know, what's super opaque.
Right.
Looks like he also has like already a nice gray wash kind of study done.
Yeah. Well, that'll help that overlapping kind of that traditional Japanese kind of feel where you have those washes over colors and it tones it down. So it gives it that impression of underneath. Yeah. But dude, this guy is just like, man, you know what? We're going full maximum contrast.
Just love how
Skin tone.
So
yes, exactly.
Daniel in the YouTube just brought up another great artist. Well, two of them really. One is Tom Strom.
I was just thinking the same fucking thing. And Jackie, we got to look. Jackie Strom's badass, too sick ass painter. They just moved to Denver. That whoever that was completely in tune with what I was just thinking. Just Tom and Jackie back to the States. They landed in Denver.
Nice.
Tom is fucking. Both of them are sick artists. I think that she's learning on and off to tattoo. I don't know if she is now, but her paintings are fucking out of control. His paintings are too.
And what was her name?
Yeah, it's right there. It's on. He links to her in the description. Jackie.
Jackie. Okay. Oh, whoa!
Shit. Bam.
Oh.
What?
I am still here, by the way. I'm just kind of like trying to soak all of this in. And I think Ricardo is trying to say something, but he's on the fritz again.
Oh, is he the one that's in the robot? He's like roaming around his house again. He's like, I don't know. I'm just exercising. It's all.
Man, you kidding me? Quit.
Running on my treadmill here.
Now he'd probably have better Wi-Fi if he was on a treadmill.
Probably. Maybe I should go do that. Can you guys hear me now?
If there's tattoo shops or artists looking to buy paintings, like they just landed here, moving over from Europe, so it'd be probably a great time. Hit them all up. And I know Strom, like he's gonna be booked out beyond belief pretty soon, but you know, he just landed there, so people can grab appointments with him.
That's at
if you're looking for something sick.
That is crazy. Crazy detailed.
Yeah.
Now, my question that I'm going to pose to all of you is this. Do you think that those paintings look that good because of how big they are? Because they're definitely not small paintings.
Oh, no, they're huge. I mean, obviously, without seeing, you know, these, you know, I haven't seen any of her work in the last 10 years in person, but 10 years ago and back, you know, we got a piece from her that was fucking awesome. My guess is that, like, tattoos, I would put it at 70 to 90% chance that these paintings will fucking floor you in person because of their size. They're not meant to be looked at this little tiny ass screen.
Absolutely.
They're meant to be seen big.
Mm-hmm. Absolutely. It's so impacting, right? Like you just walk in the room, it's like, whoa.
But my guess is that she's pretty meticulous too. So like, if you fucking, you know, get in up on that shit, you're like, what the fuck?
Yeah, you know, that's the cool thing about paintings like this, Gabe. You're right. There's a method to it. You know, there's a start, there's a middle, and there's an end, and you got to follow that method in order to accomplish paintings that size. And it looks like she does a lot of them too. So, oh my god, it's like that's amazing enough, and then it zooms out and you see two feet,
right?
Not one, but two. Like, damn it.
You know, but you know, it's her progress has been tremendous, right? Like, not to take away, like I said, you know, her work was great 10 years ago when we you know, got one hanging on the wall here. But like, it just gets better and better. You know, when people are after constant, you know, improvement, you know, and you do it long enough, hopefully you get fucking real good at it, right?
That's the hope.
Yeah.
This is just.
Oh, that's wow.
This is why I love playing this game. This is why I love this. I mean, just the purples next to the teals and the light blues, and then you got reds and oranges galore. Oh, all right.
That must be somebody's seen.
What? All right, hold on. Last one, and then we'll move on to another artist. But look at this.
Wow. Not a detail in the lace is crazy.
I give up.
Oh, that painting.
I quit.
That painting.
I'm out. I'm done.
That painting's all right. It's all right.
Yeah, you know, it's okay. I mean,
It's
could use a
okay.
little bit of improvement, but you know,
Just take a photograph of it.
You know, I mean,
they're
it's all
just
good.
painting over top of a photo. That's all.
Right.
Yeah, exactly. They used the smudge tool for the whole thing, didn't they?
Exactly. See, I know these tricks.
No, that's an incredible painting, man. That's hands down just
So that's acrylic, huh?
Wow.
I give up on painting.
Just when I thought I was starting to pick some things up.
I'm actually going to open this up in a new tab and check that out later. Maybe go through and pick up a painting or commission or whatever.
Stuff like
But
that.
we
that
do have
really
one
just
other artist that I
pushes you.
wanted to visit.
Yeah. Well, sorry, what was that, Melissa?
Is that it's stuff like that that really just it pushes you. You're just like, oh my gosh, how is this out there? And I've got this.
Right?
Right. Exactly. Yeah.
That's not fair. It's just not fair. So there's one other artist I wanted to go through, and that's Vic Sylvester.
Oh, no.
Another one that was brought up by Daniel in the YouTube comments.
Awesome. Yeah. Yeah, look
Love the
cool
unique
art.
perspective. Very grungy.
Oh yeah, that's nice, man.
Love the renderings.
Hey, look at that. Oh yeah. Yeah, that's nice. Super stylized.
Quick little coffee sketch. That would take me 9 years to do.
Oh,
Oh,
shit,
that
well,
dragon.
I've got a couple more people to look up because I think we might be beaming in with some Australians pretty soon.
Nice.
Check out the Inglorious Hoko.
Oh, dude, his stuff is a next level, like a whole nother world. Guy was talking about him.
Yeah, guy's got a relationship. I think he might be beaming in to do a live collab demo with him and Adrian Dominic potentially.
Dude,
what?
Oh my god, that's awesome. That's awesome.
Just saying, nothing. We're confirming, but you might pencil off Sunday the 29th as a.
I'm there.
Next Sunday.
I'm there, man.
The Inglorious Hoko.
Oh,
correct. HOKO.
Not coming up. Maybe I misspelled it though.
INGLOURIOUSHOKO.
Oh, just Inglorious Hoko.
Correct.
Yeah, there we go. You.
Hold on to your socks.
Wow.
Yeah, dude. I was just looking at that the other day.
I love the perspective.
Definitely an artist that's not afraid to go a little dark, you know?
Yeah. I think that's the understatement of a lifetime.
Right?
Look at the texture in the clouds. Great lighting.
Yeah.
Oh man, look. So hidden face in the beard. I found it.
Well, we found Waldo. There we go.
Yeah, I know, right? That's where he's been hiding.
And a man's beard.
Looks like a 3D sculptor too.
Right, that's pretty cool.
It's either that or this is a painting.
Either way, it's still
Yeah,
cool.
it's on another level. Digital sculpture. Yep.
I've been wanting to try that out.
Digital sculpting. It's tricky.
Yeah, I've been wanting to try it out and kind of start using that as some models for tattoos, paintings.
Go back up a little bit. I like the alien. That one's pretty cool.
We are not alone. ZBrush.
Yeah, there it is. There it is. The ZBrush. Yeah, I've been wanting to try to check that out, man.
So sounds like him and Adrian will be doing a collaborative ZBrush experience like this.
Yeah,
Will that be like a
thinking
like
in
a
an
walkthrough
artistic
game?
level?
I guess we'll find out.
Okay. Okay.
Darwin Enriquez is another guy who's doing a lot of that kind of stuff. Yeah.
Dude, that is fucking incredible. My God is the sun. Look at that. It's awesome.
Yeah, digital sculpting takes thinking in an artistic way and in 4 dimensions in a whole new
Right.
way.
Yeah, it's fun. Bounce over to Adrian Dominic, because he's the other fellow who will be collaborating with Hoko.
All right, guys. It's been fun. I got to bounce.
All right,
Cheers.
bud. It's been a pleasure,
Have a
man.
good one, man.
Most definitely.
Take it easy, boss.
So they've been going through serious lockdowns in Australia. Clearly, actually, speaking of, I think, what time is it? Okay, yeah, I got a boogie too. Well, hey, have fun. It's been a great morning exploring all the new artists.
Yeah, it's been
Yeah,
fun.
likewise, Gabe. Always happy to have you on.
Cheers, and I'm gonna go. Actually, it's a BYOB meeting, so we're gonna go work on that with Jake. Cheers.
Awesome.
Take it
Cheers.
easy, Gabe.
Cheers.
Yeah, I've got like another 8 minutes I can hang out. So
Yeah, I gotta jump off too.
all right, well, why don't we just go through and we'll start doing some sign-offs then.
Cool.
Ricardo, you want to start us off?
Yeah, what's up, guys? My name is Ricardo Sturdivant. I'm the robot of the group today. You can find me on Instagram at Kender Tattoo. Also on Reinventing the Tattoo at 10 a.m. Eastern Standard Time. I host a drawing group class there. Make sure and jump in. We talk about some stuff this month is anatomy. Joining along with Guy Etchison and Kier Franklin. It's always a lot of fun to kind of push my limits a little bit more and understanding terms and terminology when it comes to references in art. So come join in, and hopefully I don't and ah too much, so we can all draw some pictures together. But Jason, always a pleasure, man. And everybody else, Melissa, Joe, Phantom Tattoos for jumping on earlier, and all the recommendations from the groups. It's always fun to get some feedback from everybody. Send us a message, say what's up, and just chat with us. If you can, join in, jump in on some of the Zooms. It's always good to meet new people. So talk to y'all later. Peace.
Take care, bud. Melissa,
All right,
we'll
thanks,
do
man.
you next.
Hey everyone, Melissa Sink. You can find me out in Staten, Oregon. You can find me on Instagram at Mac_Missa, MAC_MISSA. Yeah, I just have a blast hanging out on these Monday night things or Monday morning things. So I'll be coming back at some point.
Awesome. Thank you very much, as always. And Joe.
My name's Joe Mcfarland. You can find me on Facebook at Joey Tattoos. I work in a little shop in West Virginia. And I just like to come on here and chat and have fun, you know. So yeah.
Right on. Right on. And yeah, awesome, man. Awesome. Is that yeah, you got your little Mountain State tattoos. There we go.
Yeah.
Nice,
It's
man.
probably I don't know if it's backwards or not, but it was there.
No, it's coming in correctly. Oh,
Cool.
ah.
All right.
All right, hold
Y'all
on
have a good
one
day.
second. You do the same, man. You do the same.
Always. Peace.
Let's turn this off real quick. And there we go. Hopefully it won't overheat, but so let's go through. I'm going to spotlight myself. So thanks for joining us today. My name is Jason Leeser. This has been the Early Bird Drawing Group on Monday mornings. Don't forget to check us out on Sunday afternoons at 1 p.m. as well, 1 p.m. Eastern time. Also, don't forget to check out Ricardo Sturdivant's drawing group tomorrow morning at 10 a.m. Thanks a lot for jumping in, Ricardo. We also have a subscribers exclusive drawing group this evening at 9 p.m. for all Reinventing the Tattoo Canon subscribers. That's with Guy. I think we're still going over anatomy, so that should be pretty fun. But yeah, wanted to say thank you very much. If you guys enjoyed today's show, don't forget to like, comment, and share. We always are trying to get a little bit more presence out there, and who knows, maybe you'll know someone that could really get something out of today's drawing group. So on that note, thank you very much for joining us today. And now comes the time in every show where we all grab our glasses and make some funny faces, and you know, we go through and we end it off right. So smile for the camera. And I'm going to go back to gallery. Hold on, I gotta wait. There's a delay. Hold on.
Dude, you got me
there we
holding
go.
this.
Now we're back.
You got me holding this face like crazy, man. Come on now. Let's do